Hi guys, this is Gavin, the Ginger Realtor, coming to you today with Loan Depot's Baret Kechian. I just did my first transaction with the guys over at Loan Depot and was absolutely blown away, not only by their speed, but their service and their attention to detail. So Baret, look, we just got our first deal done, as I just said. Tell me a little bit about you and about your team.
In our world, I've been doing mortgages for about 25 years. We are one of the top teams in the U.S. when it comes to volume, and we feel like we do that with a good process. We're really good to our clients. We have unbelievable repeat business, and that's helped us over the years. For the past 6 years, we've done more loans than anyone in the state of New Jersey, and it's a team effort. That's the biggest thing I could say. It's not a one-person show. We have a lot of people that have their hand in the transaction, and we just try to move things along. Communication is key, and that's how we've done it, man.
Fantastic. I mean, look, that team that you've got out there is absolutely fantastic. So let's give a little bit of perspective as to what exactly we've just done. So this was my first transaction with Loan Depot, as I said. It came on the back, as you know, just before the pandemic hit, mortgage rates just tumbled, and there was an avalanche of refi deals going on. So you were busy from that. And then to throw a new application at you with a need because of a multiple bid situation to close quickly, and you got it done for under 45 days. Tell me, how does a team that's separated, but not only in different offices and different departments, but in different locations because of a pandemic, how do you guys get it done so quick?
So we do have a pretty good communication system internally. We can digitally do a lot. So therefore our company, Loan Depot, has been, pretty much, nonstop, just, investing in digital solutions to things for years now. So they were actually really prepared for this. So literally 95% of a 6,000 employee company is working from home. The way we do it is, as long as the clients are engaged, and I know in your case, your clients were extremely engaged. I happened to be on vacation when they called. So one of my team members actually took the initial application. John Pearson was a huge part of our success. We have 3 licensed loan officers besides me who are helping on apps. So we try not to get bogged down. If one person's busy, it's on to the next man so that we can get it done. And then as long as the client's engaged, they get us stuff quickly, and they have such an easy way to upload stuff. They can digitally verify assets. They can digitally verify their income. It doesn't take that much. Our underwriting is all in-house. So while everybody's working in a different place, a lot of us are used to working from home, and so is the process. So the only thing that's changed is the children, to be honest. Having to take care of kids at home while we're doing all this has been the problem. And we're just working through it. We have an amazing operations manager in Cheryl Hammond, and she literally just is working 12-hour days right now to make sure the process keeps moving. We have ops people that care, it's like pride of ownership, and when we closed this deal, it was actually 30 days from the day we locked the loan to when we closed. You had said, wow, this is an outstanding job. And in my eyes, I'm looking at it going, wow, we should have this file cleared 5 days before closing, but it's just impossible right now. So if you can get things done, move quickly, that's all you can ask for these days. But 30-day closings, while I can't say every single one could go that fast, it can happen. It's not that hard. Clients just have to be on top of their game, get stuff, and stand back.
Yeah, that was the impressive thing to me, was the responsiveness of your team. I think I sent over an email about getting the clear to close, or was it the mortgage commitments? And that email went out at 4:30 in the afternoon. So I thought, you know what, I'll hear back from it in the morning. I woke up the next morning to find an email with the commitments in there at 1:30 in the morning. So the fact that you guys are prepared to work around the clock to do what's needed to be done, especially in a situation like this where people still need to move, still people need to buy houses, and the fact that the virus is out there isn't stopping that. So I was blown away by the team effort to kind of get it to close.
I guess the easiest thing to say is we all care. We don't have any 9-to-5ers that are just ringing the bell at 4:59. So everyone cares. Everyone's fully engaged. They realize this is a career. We have team members that have been on the team now for years, so we don't have a lot of turnover. And so that combo has worked out really well for us. And, I don't want to see an email from you at 4:30 that doesn't go answered until 6 o'clock. So that's important to us.
Sorry about that. It would be the the curse of a realtor to think he has his phone on mute, only to find that his iPad's connected and it's still ringing. So I apologize for disappearing on you right there. But no, look, the caring came through. The caring definitely came through in every kind of touch that I had. Starting off with the fact that we had somebody from Lone Depot in an open house that I sat at the last minute. The fact that these buyers walked into that open house, that first point of contact, having somebody with mortgage knowledge from point one to being able to have them come back to me 15, 20 days later after they hadn't responded to my calls. And I was like, you know what, that's just another lead that's just going to disappear and I won't hear back from. Knowing that somebody at Lone Depot was keeping them warm and talking to them so that when they were ready to start looking up here, and again, the process with this buyer went so quickly. We went from starting our search to finishing it in under 2 weeks. We saw a lot of houses in that time. And then knowing that we had a multiple bid, I think the house was in attorney review when we went and saw it. We knocked somebody out of attorney review to have another person come in and to have you right behind us all the way, knowing that at no point in this transaction did I think, you know what, I'm not sure we chose the right mortgage people right here. Now,
That's the kind of confidence we're hoping to instill in you guys.
You know, for me, the team that I build behind me, whether it's mortgage attorneys, whether it's the inspectors, it's contractors, it's something that my reputation hangs on whenever I kind of do something. So to have the responsiveness of your team like that, I can see us doing a lot of deals moving forward.
Yeah, we don't take that responsibility lightly. Like, we realize how important it is when an agent who's taken the time in this time of like what's going on to find a buyer who needs to move to a property. Like, we realize the responsibility on our shoulders. So the last thing we want to do is be the part of that process that falters or messes that up. So we just want to be a nice, easy part of it and kind of just lead it right along, and everybody works together at the end to benefit the client. That's all we care about, is that the client has a good experience. They close, and there are a lot of people right now, like you said, that do need to close, because there are people who are living in small apartments that they thought they outgrew their apartment. Well, now they definitely know they outgrew their apartment, and they need to move and move quick. And they're even willing to take a little bit of a risk, a safe risk, but a risk in looking at some properties just to get the heck out. And we can close them. Like, there are properties out there that are out on the market, and there's definitely mortgage products that can accommodate. Nothing's changed in the world of conventional lending. FHA lending is still very possible, even though some lenders have pulled back. We certainly haven't. We're still doing loans for anyone with a 620 credit score, which I think is reasonable. And VA lending is still there. So while jumbo market has gotten worse, your everyday client, your loan amounts below 765 are still doing great.
Okay, and that's great news, because I think what you'll see, especially for our market here in the tri-state, I think you're going to see that transition of people who are Hudson County, kind of Jersey City, Hoboken, and then the 5 boroughs. They're all going to be looking to kind of spread out and go a little bit further on their commute to kind of get a little bit more space, as you mentioned earlier. And I think that some of these people who maybe aren't the $1 million earners, aren't the huge credit scores, that aren't now going to get counted out of the market. We see things on a day-to-day basis where I think it was a Citibank or Chase are now asking for a 700 credit score and 20% down, just even on
Chases, yeah.
So it's like the frightening stories are out there for anybody who was thinking of buying a house in 2020. It's like knowing that there's a reliable partner that I can refer people to, who will give them it straight. Obviously, we're working with somebody right now, and we're hoping to have a commitment or at least a pre-approval from them pretty soon.
Yeah, you'll have it actually today. I just talked to her a few minutes ago, so we got the co-signer we were looking for, and we're running some things, and we should have that shortly.
Then that's fantastic news.
I was going to say, the biggest thing right now, I think, like a buyer that may not have otherwise been able to buy because they would have been pushed out by 6 other offers that have maybe a bigger down payment, now has a chance during this time where they might be the only one in line. And so a 3 or 5% down payment may not eliminate them anymore. And they shouldn't have eliminated them, because those loans are just as easy to process as somebody with 20%. It's just sellers and realtors have a stigma against them because they look at it as being more risky. But in reality, like, that loan could close in 30, 40 days too. And so now hopefully it'll give some of those buyers who wanted to buy, just kept getting pushed out. It'll give them a shot to hopefully own something.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I think the idea of a loan being riskier because someone's taking advantage of an FHA loan over a conventional. I've got an FHA buyer who's a 780 credit score, who has everything that they need to be able to do. It's the best product for them to utilize at this time.
That's right.
So knowing that I've got a partner in you who can educate, who is responsive, I'm really happy to have had that introduction. And coming out and listening to that band on your client appreciation night wasn't such a bad move after all.
They weren't so bad. I thought you're being hard on them.
They were better than the ones at Triple Play. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Hey, I don't plan the parties most of the time. That one was on me, but I'll take the one in Hoboken.
Okay. Well, Baret, thank you very much for your time. And guys, look, Baret is available to you. Baret, do you want to just give people your best ways to reach out to you?
Sure. Yeah, I think the easiest way right now, all my phone numbers kind of point to my cell. So I'll just give out the cell, which is 201-755-6261. If you're a client of Gavin's and you shoot me a text or a call and say, hey, I'm working with Gavin, you'll get a reply. If I'm not available for any reason, one of my 3 team members will be on it in minutes.
Okay, Baret, thank you very much for taking the time. I know you're busy, so I'm going to let you get off and process more mortgages. Baret Kechian from Loan Depot, thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.